It's a wrap for week 5 of the NFL season. It's time to start evaluating where everyone stands in the league. Around this time of the season, it's interesting because you can start to separate the good teams from the bad teams while also looking at some other squads like, we don't believe you. You need more people. Thankfully, to help with this, we have a man who creates NFL power rankings. He does it for the New York Post, and that would be NFL reporter Ryan Dunleavy. Ryan, how interesting was it putting together the power rankings this week?
It's been a process all year, Dex. I mean, there's no winless teams, which is very unusual after the first 5 weeks of the season. There's only one undefeated team, which is very unusual. Everybody's kind of log jammed there in the middle. No, it's definitely been it's definitely a crazy process. And the divisions I thought were going to be great, like the AFC West, don't hold a candle right now to the division I thought wasn't going to be very good, the NFC East.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. That's what makes this time, week 5, week 6, it makes it so interesting, right? But let's get into it. Looking at your power rankings, you have 3, as you mentioned, NFC East teams in the top 10. The 5-0 Eagles at number 1, the 4-1 Cowboys at number 5, and the Giants also at 4-1. They are at number 10. Now, Big Blue, they made the biggest jump from 14 to 10. Can the Giants stay in the top 10 for the rest of the season? And other question here, is the NFC East actually back?
Yeah, I don't know about the rest of the season because I think I'm going to pick them to lose to the Ravens. I mean, look, I pick them to lose. They just keep winning. So I'll pick them to lose to the Ravens. If they lose, they'll fall out of the top 10 next week. But they'll get right back in it if they beat the Jaguars, the Texans, the Seahawks, some of the easier teams they have coming up. So they'll be right back in the top 10 in a couple weeks. Yeah, I think they can stay there. The schedule allows them to. They're playing with a lot of confidence. And yeah, I think the NFC East is for real. I don't think it's quite the late 1980s or 90s where the road to the Super Bowl went through Dallas, Washington, or the Giants. It's not quite that. But the Eagles certainly look like the best team in the NFC East. And it's not crazy with 7 seeds now in the NFC playoffs to think both the Giants and the Cowboys could get into that wild card, one of those 3 wild cards.
Oh, 3 teams possibly coming out of the NFC East. That would be very interesting. Now, on to the Jets. Jets. They are flying high, Ryan, moving up from 19 to 15. When you look at your rankings after week 5, considering how the Jets season started against Baltimore, are you shocked where you have them now, and are they for real?
Yeah, I think I started them around 20-something. At one point, they got down to as low as 29, whether that was after Baltimore or it might have been after the Bengals loss. But no, the 2 straight wins. Look, Dex, I've been doing these for, I think, 3 years now for the Post, and I've never had the Giants or the Jets in the top 20, ever. And now they're 10 and 15. So that just shows you the state of New York football right now. Yeah, I think the Jets absolutely belong in the top 15. They've caught some breaks, right? But that's what the NFL is about. Play a backup quarterback against Miami, recover an onside kick against Cleveland. But that's what wins these games. Who catches the breaks? And then both New York teams are overdue to be those teams.
Now you got 2 New York teams in the top 15. You know people are going to be saying New York football is back. That's what they're going to be talking about. Now, Ryan, looking around the league, there are a handful of teams that you have ranked and some highly where I'm on the fence here. I'm not sure I believe in them. 2 in the top 10 for me are the Minnesota Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers. So should any of us believe in the Kirk Cousins or Jimmy G experience to have their teams as title contenders?
Look, it's not so much. I know it's a quarterback-driven league. Those rankings aren't so much a vote of confidence in Jimmy G and Kirk Cousins. I'll tell you what they are, Dex. The Vikings have won 4 straight, right? And they are 4 straight, and 3 of their last 4, and they beat the Packers, which is crushed the Packers, which is a good win. That's what got the Giants in the top 10 too. The Packers have Aaron Rodgers, so look, I understand there's a little skepticism. The Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, they end up choking most years, but this isn't the Mike Zimmer era Vikings. And the 49ers, I challenge anybody to tell me who has more top 5 players at their position than the 49ers. Bosa, the Jusic, the fullback, the Trent Williams, the tackle, Deebo Samuel. These guys are all top 5, 6 players at their respective positions. The 49ers are loaded, and I actually think they're better off with Jimmy Garoppolo than Trey Lance this year. I moved them up when Trey Lance got hurt. So I think they have a winning team. I think both teams in a wide open NFC could be there at the end.
All right, out here giving hope to the 49ers fans and the Vikings fans, including my producer, Emma K. Austin, who's a big Vikings fan. She's very happy to hear what you had to say about that. That is Ryan Dunleavy, NFL reporter for the New York Post. He does a great job with the power rankings. We're going to have to check back in again, Ryan, and make sure you have New York teams where they're supposed to be, as the fans would like to see them. Thank you, man, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dex.